What is up, guys? It is Damien here, also known as Reseller Down Under. Now, this is a little surprise live for you guys out there, and like I said before with my previous lives, I'm doing these lives on my mobile to answer questions that you guys send me, and then I can answer it in a live video here for all to see. So, I received a question the other night from Husma. Sorry, mate. I know I probably butchered your name, but yeah, please forgive me. And his question was, I'm wanting to get started reselling and thrifting, hoping you could give me tips to get started. You told me to start selling my own stuff to get started. I've had some success with that, so thank you. I feel like I'm ready to start researching items that are worth money. How do I start with that? And that is a very good question. And this is going to definitely be for people who are just starting out. And I know there are a lot of people, and even myself, I'm still learning along the way. I'm just going to pull up a couple of things here because I've got a couple of key pointers which would probably help a lot of you guys and a lot of people who have probably done it for a while, who are probably, this could possibly help you as well. So give me 2 seconds, guys. I do apologize for this amateur live sort of screening here. I'm still trying to, learn it all. So pretty much the first step, which is what I would do, and you've already done, Huss, is sell things around your home. When I first started selling on eBay, I didn't have any money. I was in debt. So I had to, find things around the home. Hi, Trisha. How are you today? Hope you're having a fantastic day. So yeah, I started selling around the house. And that's the biggest thing is that, for you to learn and for you to dip your foot in this reselling journey, start looking for things around the home that you could possibly flip on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, any sort of those sites there, just to get a kind of an understanding with how it works, because it can be quite overwhelming going into an op shop straight away and not knowing what you're looking for. It can be quite scary. So definitely look for things around the home. After you've got that sort of knowledge, or if you don't, I would definitely look at YouTube videos. That is the next thing that I did to get an idea on what could possibly sell for you, because it is quite overwhelming. You've got clothing, and in clothing you've got shirts, you've got jeans, you've got shoes, underwear. Believe it or not, it's kind of scary about underwear. Dirty underwear sells. There's a fetish out there for it. You've got books, you've got pottery, you've got music, you've got games. So there is a whole lot of stuff that is out there that you could possibly flip. And if you walk straight into an op shop, it can be quite overwhelming. So the best thing that I find is that if you watch YouTube videos and watch other resellers. I know I do a couple of, and I've had a couple of what sold videos. What sold videos would probably be the best thing for a beginner to start out, because you can watch what's selling for other people. And I know with my what sold videos, I go through the entire month with what sold for me. And I think that'd probably be good for other Australian resellers who are beginning out to watch a couple of my what sold videos to get an idea and engage an idea of what could possibly sell for you. Items that I usually sell on a regular basis would be jeans, anywhere from G-Star, Raw. You've got your Levi jeans, which are still hot. R.M. Williams, which is really good. Shoes as well. Books are another easy thing to list, because literally, if they've got the barcode on the back, you scan it with the eBay app. So pretty much, you got the eBay app, you got to look up the item, you hit the picture, hit the scan the barcode, it tells you the price. And books are easy to store, and they're super cheap as well. So I would definitely start looking at other resellers and seeing what's selling for them. So when you go into an op shop, you'll see an item and you go, hey, I know such and such was talking about this. Then what you can do from there is pull out your phone and just type in the details of the item, which will only take a couple of minutes. It'll then come up with a whole bunch. So guys, just remember that us as resellers, if you type in Levi jeans or something, it's going to come up with a massive range. So you really have to be quite specific with your item searching, and by watching other resellers on YouTube with what's selling for them will definitely give you an idea on what could sell for you. So that's definitely a tip. Third one after that is just one of my biggest tips is research. researching is so important. When I was first starting out, I was staying up till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, just watching. Not only that, watching videos, but just having a look on eBay, and just seeing what is selling. What is selling in Australia, what is selling around the world, what's hot right now. If you can definitely make a serious amount of money reselling if you could just look at what's trending. And so after that, I think the biggest one of the biggest steps too is management. Like you got to find, well, I guess you got to find what's time management is super important. So a lot of us, we work jobs, right? So for myself, I just finished work and I managed to pop into the Vinnies and picked up a couple of items, which I'm going to show at the end of the video, kind of like what I picked up. Time is super important. You got to really figure out, if you're working a 9 to 5, you don't have much after that. So like you might want to go to bed at 11 o'clock or whatever. So you got to find items that, are going to be worth your time. And how do you do that? That does take experience, but that takes time. Experience is learned through time with this reselling journey that you're about to go on. And not only that, I would probably look into books. You want to look into easy items that could flip and you could store easier. So like books would be a great one, and jeans as well. So books and jeans, anything denim, anything books, they're usually very easy to flip, and they don't take much to store. Games as well, and DVDs are another good one. There are a lot of resellers out there that are flipping DVDs and they're flipping computer games. Anything that's small, easy to store, would definitely be the way to go if you're just starting out, purely because you don't have much time, so you don't want to take forever measuring an item and then writing a full description. You really just want to list the item, write up a quick description, price it correctly, do shipping, whatever you want to do, and then list it up there. So timing, you got to find what's going to work in your sort of time frame when you're reselling, and just starting out. And obviously, the better you get at it, the easier it will be. And then you'll just end up picking up things like what I'm doing, and then what you have to do to get the item up on your store. So after that, so what have we figured out? We figured out obviously finding things around your home, first to, begin the reselling journey to get an idea. Second is to research on YouTube, or watch other resellers, watch other Australian resellers. Besides myself, you've got 2 Aussie thrifters. You've got Zach, which is We Flipping Good Stuff. You got Look Mum, I'm Hustling. You've also got Retro Rescuers. Whenever they decide to upload a video, those guys are absolutely insane and they're fantastic with what they do. There's a lot of Australian resellers out there now producing content, which you can gauge and get an idea on what could possibly work for you. So your researching is very important. Not only that, your time as well. So you got to figure out how much time you've got in a day to focus on starting up your store and how bad you want it. And then obviously you'll figure out items that you want to sell, which are easier to list, which can go into that time frame. So you can list as much as possible in a short period of time to build up that momentum. God, I wonder if there's anything else. That's pretty much about it. So, researching is super important in reselling, but that's pretty much the basis of someone beginning. Eventually, you'll get into your spreadsheets, and then, you'll start looking at the numbers, because your numbers are very important with reselling. So, you'll get to a stage where, you'll have so many items and you'll want to work out how much you're making. And that is very important in this business, is knowing your numbers. Because if you don't know your numbers, then you don't know your business ultimately. So that's definitely down the track. But at the start, you really just want to get your toe out there. You just want to look at a lot of videos and do some research, purchase a couple of items, and you will make mistakes. Don't get me wrong. You'll pick up items, and I still do it to this day. You'll take it home, and there'll be flaws. There'll be something wrong with it, or you'll pick up something on a hunch without doing your proper research, and it doesn't sell. Don't get me wrong, we've all done it, and we all still do it to this day. But yeah, definitely, you really want to look out for that. So when you pick up an item and you get excited, you get that thrill like, oh my God, this thing, it's going to sell for a couple of $100. This is insane. I found something amazing, but there's a big tear on it. but you don't realize it because you've just spent 20, 30 bucks on this item knowing you're going to make 100, take it home, and then there's a flaw. So definitely keep an eye out on that, guys. That's probably a big tip that I'm still learning from this day, and I still make that mistake. So what I'm going to do now, guys, now that I've run through, Robin, hello, how are you today? Hope you're having a fantastic day. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the items that I picked up on my way home from work. I popped into the Vinnies because I actually saw it in the window, saw one item, and then I ended up picking up three. So the total I actually ended up spending was $42 on three items. Now the first item I'm going to show you here is a pair of brand new Levi's 503 jeans. They've even got the original tags. There wasn't actually a price on it. I went to the lady and she's like, 12 bucks. So I was like, yeah, you drive a hard bargain. So I picked them up. So a brand new pair of Levi's 503. They're a size 34 to 32. So that's a fantastic size, guys. Something for you guys to look out for, especially with jeans, anywhere between like a 34 to 38 will sell. It's a very hot size in regards to men. So yeah, paid 12 bucks for these bad boys here and looking anywhere between 80 to possibly $90 free shipped. After that, the shoes that I found in the window were a pair of these Nike Air Max. Now I did paid $18 for these shoes. They do need a bit of a clean, but once they're cleaned up, I could possibly get about 70 bucks for these bad boys here. Any day of the week. Nike always sells and shoes sell for me. So that's definitely something to look out for, guys. Anything Nike, and if you can get it for a good price, then they will sell. After that, went into the women's shoes and then ended up picking up a pair of Nike Air Maxes again. I believe these are the Zoom. These are the Zoom All-Outs. So they've got the sock style, inner sole. They're very bright, very bubbly. These need a bit of a clean up. Paid 12 bucks for these bad boys here. I have to do some more cons. I picked these up on an impulse. In saying that, like I said before, always do your research. Nike shoes do sell, so the fact that they're in great condition, there's no puncturing on the air pocket sides. These should sell English. These should sell for anywhere around the $60, possibly $80 range. I'll post it up high and then go from there. So that's what I found at the Vinnies today. So that was a real decent score. Of course, how do you ship at such cheap prices, especially international? I find things I sell on eBay, the shipping from Oz to US is so expensive. Not necessarily true. I do charge shipping. For an example, I sold something on the weekend and I've just shipped it off today. This is actually great. I'm glad you actually asked that question because I shipped something to the United States today and it cost me 24 bucks. But the buyer paid $37.70 for shipping. So I made a little bit of money off the international shipping, which is fantastic, because it only cost me 24 bucks. I don't know how I do it. It's not necessarily. I guess I'm just lucky. I guess it depends on the item. It was a book, the Warhammer books, which were under 500 grams. And I guess it just depends on the location. And with my shipping, I always put an extra couple of kilos. Well, not a couple of kilos, sorry, an extra couple of grams or so. Like if it's 500 grams, I might put 1 kilo, and I'll put the measurements in, and then they're happy to pay for it. Remember, if a buyer is happy to pay for it, and if they want it, they will pay for it. So yeah, I made a couple of bucks off shipping, which is fantastic. He paid $37.70, but it only cost me $24. And saying that, that you put into the supplies, so the bubble wrap, everything that I put into that item to send it away. Grab 2 pairs, if new, snow boots for $6 each. Where'd you get that from? That's awesome. Jason Foster, great pickups. Which Vinnies did you go to? It's the Vinnies near me. I live in Clayfield. So yeah, if you want, you can go check it out, but I will be there with guns blazing. Just going like, let's do this. It's Vinnies Clayfield, and they, for some reason, there are some very high class people around there because they're always receiving and they do charge. They charge a lot. A lot of the times I just get lucky with these items. So I'm not necessarily, Vinnies is always overpriced, but for some reason I just seem to get very lucky with the Vinnies that's near me. Sorry, what service do you use to ship normal post, DHL? So I use Ozpost. I always use Ozpost from the beginning. I've never actually tried any other postage service out. So yeah, I just go on there, write it down. I use the guys in the city because I work next door. So ultimately, all I do is I take it there, fill out all the information, and then just send it off. So that's really about it. I think with the secret of making money off postage is just adding a little bit more weight to your item. So when they pay for it over international, they're happy to pay for it because if they want it, they'll buy it. Sorry. Great Vinnies. Yeah, it is. It is an absolutely fantastic Vinnies, and I'm starting to get to know the ladies. I'm really starting to build a rapport with the ladies there. So hopefully, when they see me come in every so often, they might, mark things down a little bit cheaper for me. But yeah, so ultimately, guys, that's it here. I'm going to leave the video here. If you haven't yet, please smash that like button. If you did enjoy the information that I supplied today, if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to message me off the Facebook group that I have, which is Reseller Down Under. Also on Instagram, which is Reseller Down Under. Just shoot me a message and then I'll go live on YouTube. And obviously, the more videos and the more questions that I get asked, the more videos that will come out for you guys. And yet, if I don't know it, I'll always do the research first, figure out, what it's about, and then I'll come live. So thank you so much, guys. Also, don't forget to hit the bell notification as well, because now that I'll be doing these lives at such random time, it'll be great for you guys, if you receive that notification that, hey, Reseller Down Under's live with a video or whatnot, you can just pop on, say hi, find out what the hell I'm talking about, and then we can just get to know each other, have a chat, and just go from there. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate your time on watching me today. I hope you enjoyed all this, and I'll see you either in the next live on Instagram or in my next video. Take care.